06 is headed to the 915. I'm Ricky Saillas. Coming up, I'll have new information on the streetcars that are headed to El Paso.
Hello, thank you for joining us on Your City in 5. I'm Martin Padilla. One of 6 El Paso streetcars is in the testing phase and will soon be in the Sun City. Your City in 5's Ricky Saillas is in Pennsylvania, where the streetcars are being renovated. He's covering the final stages. We'll check with him in a moment, but first, here's a quick look at a few city headlines. The city is positioning itself to secure services to build a multi-purpose performing arts and entertainment center. The city plans to reissue bids for the operator and architect services. The move will allow the city to proceed with the design and construction of the facility at the end of litigation. Construction will soon begin on improvements to Paseo de las Luces. The project will be funded through a tax increment reinvestment zone and revenues from Saturday parking meters fees and international bridge fees. Signature archways will highlight the entrances to the corridor that runs on El Paso Street. Elsewhere, the city will begin designing 4 water parks. The water parks will be located in various parts of town. Some features include a lazy river, water slides, splash areas for toddlers, and cabanas. The water parks are funded mainly by 2012 Quality of Life bonds. And finally, starting in April, travelers will have another nonstop option. American Airlines will add a direct flight from El Paso to Chicago. To stay up to date with flights at the international airport, visit flyelpaso.com. That's a quick look at city headlines. Now let's go out to Pennsylvania with Rick to give us the latest updates on the El Paso streetcars.
Hey Martin, and hello El Paso. City TV is here in Brookville, Pennsylvania. This is the place where the El Paso streetcars are being restored. Behind me, streetcar 1506. It's the first one that will be in El Paso in a matter of weeks. We're going to show you the outside and the inside of this streetcar, as well as the other ones that are being restored. Aboard! Streetcar 1506. It's the first of 6 cars that are being renovated by the Brookville Equipment Corporation in Pennsylvania. These are the same trolleys that ran on El Paso streets up until 1974. Car 1506 has been fully restored inside and out. Meanwhile, the team in Brookville continues to restore the other cars, stripping down the originals, replacing metal where necessary, fabricating new parts as needed, and giving them a new life. These trolleys are equipped with many modern features. Your City in 5 media specialist Nigel Sherman takes a look at all of the new amenities.
If you notice, we've got 2 active monitors, and these are beautiful high-definition monitors in color. This lets the operator see to the back of the streetcar. We also have regular rear-view mirrors. Over here, we have a GFI, a Gen fare box, and this also lets people use smart cards to go ahead and pay their fare. You can swipe a credit card, but you can use good old-fashioned cash. There is some very prominent ventilation ducting along the side here, and then also here in the ceiling as well. These are the original lighting type fixtures, but we're using an LED element. You can see the external platform for the wheelchair lift, and this is how it'll come out, drop down to the curb. Wheelchairs or non-ambulatory patrons will step in on that. It'll lift up and mate up with the top stairs, and it'll be able to just go right into the streetcar with no issues. There is a passenger stop request strip, so that if they can't reach this pull cord, push that, and that'll alert the operator that they want to get off at the next stop. These devices are for bicycles, and so yes, we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to use El Paso streetcar in a variety of different ways. This is a Wi-Fi access point, completely integrated into the vehicle and allows anybody on board to access free Wi-Fi. We've got cameras all over the vehicle for the passenger's protection. So these cameras can see in a multitude of different locations. They're high definition and they're color, and we record whatever it is that these cameras pick up. The technicians and craftsmen here at Brookville did a remarkable job of taking a number of items and upgrading them to 21st century standards and conveniences.
Thank you, Nigel, for putting together that video and showing us what the inside of the streetcar has to offer. Now let's take a look at the testing of this streetcar before it's taken to El Paso.
We're going through what's known as a first tier inspection. So essentially what that is, we're going over some of the specifications that were received after the Brookville team went through some initial round of tests, and we're comparing those numbers with numbers that were originally published in the specification.
Hey Todd. Yep. So who?
Now we've got the car over what's known as a pit, and we're actually going underneath the vehicle and looking at wiring harnesses, placement of auxiliary devices. Brookville has a small portion of track. If you look behind me, there's actually some silver cantilevers coming off of a pole that has trolley wire, so they can actually run the vehicle under its own power.
There's a lot of different aspects to the inspections that are going on right now. Some of it actually included on-rail testing, so we took the vehicle out, went forward, went backward, brakes, horns, lights.
The car took off smooth. It didn't jerk you back in your seat like a lot of cars do.
Testing on this vehicle and the entire fleet will continue right up until we get up to opening day. I mean, the testing will be continuous. 1506, this is the first car going to El Paso. I don't think video would really do justice to say how pretty this thing is. It's absolutely gorgeous. The staff here at Brookville has done a remarkable job.
Thank you, Jose, for putting together that video. As you can see, a lot of performance tests are done on these streetcars here in Brookville before they're delivered to El Paso. The renovation process of these El Paso streetcars is moving along pretty quickly here in Brookville, Pennsylvania. As you can see, car number 1506 is just about complete and should be in El Paso in the next few weeks. You can find out more about these streetcars by visiting our social media sites and, of course, visiting sunmetro.net. From Brookville, Pennsylvania, I'm Ricky Saillas. Martin, back to you in El Paso.
Thank you, Rick. We can't wait till the streetcars make it to the Sun City. That does it for us on this edition of Your City in 5. Make sure to follow us on social media and City TV. Until next time, I'm Martin Padilla with Your City in 5.